Hey, my friends, and welcome to a talk from the trees. This is quickly becoming my favorite segment, I think. I like it, and I love the sound of pine cones crunching underneath my feet. I love the sound of that. I love the sound of the birds. So these are the kind of contemplative, meditative. If it wasn't so hot today, they're going through a heat wave right now. It's going to get back into the 70s in a few days. But it's going to stay in the 90s and 80s for a little bit longer. But that could be my thinking stump. I could sit there and set up a tripod and just think from there. But these are our woods. This is our little forest. These are the pine cones. I'm not trying to step on them. I know it's cruel and unusual to step on them. I hear they don't feel any pain. So I've been listening to a lot of Eckhart Tolle lately. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but Eckhart Tolle is a German philosopher. I think he's lived in Canada for many years, but German born, I believe. And he wrote the now widely known and acclaimed and often criticized The Power of Now. And he has great talks on YouTube. You could just type in Eckhart Tolle, Tolle is his last name, and you can watch him and listen to him. And I've been doing that for many hours this week. And one thing that he talks about, which I like a lot, is this idea that we just need to accept the moment, that what's happening now is what's happening now. It's kind of his way of saying it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I'm not going to walk this right now because I have to walk it back up because we have the other side fenced, and I've been running around a lot today. I don't feel like walking up this hill right now to do an out of breath talk from the trees. But he talks about people asking, like, where am I supposed to be right now? What am I supposed to be doing? Who am I supposed to be with, right? Who's my partner supposed to be? And he answered, we complicate the answer. He says we need to keep it simple. You're supposed to be where you are right now. You're supposed to be doing what you're doing right now. That's what's happening right now. And you're supposed to be with who you're with right now. And he says that doesn't mean it has to be true in the next moment or the next year, and it doesn't mean you don't get a divorce down the road. It doesn't mean that you don't change jobs down the road. It doesn't mean that things won't change down the road. It just means that for right now, what's happening is happening. It's just happening. And I think if we stay focused on that, it takes off a lot of pressure. It takes off a lot of heat. It takes off a lot of stress. It takes off a lot of worry. Because we're always trying to consider, like, well, I should be doing something else right now. Well, then do it, right? I mean, if you're supposed to be doing something else, then do it. I mean, don't talk about it. But otherwise, what you're doing right now is what you're supposed to be doing. And where you are is where you're supposed to be. And once you realize that the universe is perfect, there's nothing really to try to achieve in terms of perfection because it already is. It already is perfect. Thanks, my friends. This has been a talk from the trees on Patreon.